is up, guys? It is your favorite Otaku Lotus here, and welcome back to the Nerd Corner. You guys know what this is. Since these videos are by far the most popular on my channel, it's time for another installment of Sustain the Industry, the series of videos where I and other collectors here on YouTube show our support for the anime and manga industry by buying Blu-rays, DVDs, and manga volumes, and then showcasing it all on these pickup videos. I encourage all of you to support your favorite series by picking up the anime or buying a volume 2 of the manga. This will be my January 2016 haul video. It's a couple of days late, but you know, it's here. And once again, I've somehow managed to blow another huge hole in my pocket and pick up about 50 volumes of manga, so let's just jump right into this. To start us off, we have Naruto, the 7th Hokage, and the Scarlet Spring, 10 chapters, 1 volume, that's the entire story. This is a story that came out that is after the end of Naruto. I originally thought that this was going to focus on Boruto. I did read this online as it was coming out weekly, but I definitely had to pick it up once I got an English release. But when this story started coming out, I thought it was going to be centered around Boruto. But it ended up being all about Sarada, which I didn't mind at all. I mean, it was a pretty interesting story. I really enjoyed it. You know, who doesn't want more Naruto if you're a Naruto fan? It's definitely worth picking up, looking at, reading if you're a fan of Naruto. So yeah, definitely check that out. Next up, we have a series that I've really been enjoying, and I've been picking up the volumes as they release. It's Twin Star Exorcist, and here we have Volume 3. This series is actually getting an anime sometime this year. I don't know exactly when, but that is my personal most anticipated anime of 2016. I know people are looking forward to Tokyo Ghoul Season 3, Attack on Titan Season 2, My Hero Academia, and I'm looking forward to all of those too. But I really want to see Twin Star Exorcist because I'm really enjoying this manga. And actually check out my manga first impressions video that I did for this series if you haven't seen it already. I'll leave the link to it in the description below. But it's a really fun, enjoyable series that I'm liking a lot. It's pretty cool, it's pretty funny, great artwork. You guys know that I'm a huge fan of the artwork when it comes to a manga, and I love all the character designs. I love the action sequences in the story. It's just really great. It is generic at times, but it does have some unique qualities. You know, judging by the title, you could probably make the guess that it's somewhat similar to Blue Exorcist, but I like this a lot more than I like Blue Exorcist. So yeah, Twin Star Exorcist, definitely check it out if you haven't already. A series that I'm really enjoying. I can't wait for the anime. Next up, slowly but surely, picking up all of the volumes of Dragon Ball Z, and here we have Volume 10, which is getting pretty close to the end of the Frieza/Namek saga. Not in a huge hurry to pick up all these volumes. It is a series that I definitely need. It is a must-have in the collection. But since I've already read it a few times and I've seen the anime countless times, it's not something I'm in a hurry to have because I'm not in a hurry to read it. So yeah, here's Volume 11. This contains a chapter where Goku goes Super Saiyan for the very first time, one of the most iconic moments, if not the most iconic moment in Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, there's that. And then last but not least for Dragon Ball Z, we have Volume 12, which wraps up the Namek saga and starts off the Android saga. So Future Trunks, one of my personal favorite characters, shows up in this volume. So yeah, really good stuff. Dragon Ball Z, classic. You all know about it. I don't think I have to talk too much about Dragon Ball Z. Next up, we have some more volumes of Yu Yu Hakusho, another fantastic classic series from my childhood. Written by Yoshihiro Togashi, the same mangaka who gave us Hunter x Hunter, which I have not read or watched. People are always telling me every single day to check it out, and I'm going to get to it eventually, guys. I really am. But Yu Yu Hakusho is an amazing series. Yoshihiro Togashi is an amazing writer. The character development in this, the action, the artwork, everything about Yu Yu Hakusho is amazing. I have not read the manga, but I have flipped through all the pages. I really do like what I see. I've seen the anime a few times, and it is amazing. It's actually one of my top 10 favorite anime of all time. Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho is just a classic. Here's the back of Volume 2. And here's Volume 3. And for those who don't know what Yu Yu Hakusho is all about, it follows the story of this character right here, Yusuke Urameshi. He's the main protagonist of the show. And long story short, within like the first episode, he dies. And he ends up going on this mission to get his body back and be brought back to life. And then he goes on to become a spirit detective. And he just goes on all these missions, fights all these demons, and it's this really interesting story. Like I said, definitely check this out if you haven't before. If you love Hunter x Hunter, you'll love Yu Yu Hakusho. Same mangaka, amazing writing, just really great. And I love this cover for Volume 4. And actually, if you guys have noticed, I've changed my YouTube icon to Kurama, which is this character over here. And he is my favorite character in Yu Yu Hakusho. I wouldn't say he's my favorite character of like all time, and I wouldn't say Yu Yu Hakusho is my #1 anime of all time. Actually, I know for a fact it's not, but I just really like Kurama. I really like Yu Yu Hakusho, and his picture fit in really well with my new YouTube banner. So yeah, that's why he's my new YouTube icon. Here's Volume 4. Here we have Volume 5. A few more for Yu Yu Hakusho. We have Volume 6. like the cover on this one. Volume 7, which actually when I got this, I was a little bit disappointed when I pulled it out of the box because I did buy all these brand new from Right Stuff. And as you guys can see down here in the corner, it says Shonen Jump graphic novel. And that is because this is actually a first print. This is one of the first prints for Volume 7, so it's older. That being said, it has the older Viz Media logo down here at the bottom of the spine, so it doesn't quite match up with the other spines for my other volumes. And that bothered me just a little bit. I was kind of disappointed because I was trying to be kind of picky about the fact that I wanted all the spines and all the manga that I buy to be consistent and, you know, have a sense of continuity and just be the same. So when I pulled that out of the box and saw that, I was just ever so slightly disappointed. I mean, at least the volume is in perfect condition, even if it is just a bit yellowed, but I don't think you guys can tell that on camera. But yeah, no biggie, just something I was kind of upset about. But here we have Volume 8 of Yu Yu Hakusho. I really like the colors on this one, nice artwork. Kurama there on the back, even though Kurama has red hair, not black hair. Or, I don't know, like I said, I've never read the manga. Maybe in the manga he has black hair. I don't think that's the case though. I think it was just an artwork choice for this particular illustration. And then last volume of Yu Yu Hakusho that I picked up for the month was Volume 9, and I really do love this cover. All the covers that have like all 4 characters, Hiei, Kurama, Kuwabara, and Yusuke on the front, I think they all look really good, especially with the different colors. It's just really nice looking to me. Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho is a great series, a lot of great action, a lot of great character development. The anime has amazing music, great art and animation for the 90s. I love that classic 90s style, by the way, but yeah, there's Yu Yu Hakusho. Next up, I also picked up the Death Note box set, so that has volumes 1 through 12, as well as the 13th How to Read volume and the How to Use It booklet, which has all the rules on how to use the Death Note. And since I picked up the box set, I actually have 2 copies of volume 1 now, because a few years ago when I first watched Death Note, you know, I thought it was amazing, I was mind blown, and then I wasn't collecting manga, but I had a couple of volumes. Like I had volume 1 of Naruto, which I also have 2 copies of. I had volume 1 of Dragon Ball. Just a couple of volumes that I bought that just, you know, were necessary to have as a fan of anime. And then I picked this up because I had a fanboy moment, bought it on impulse, and I was like, oh, Death Note is so cool. And I just never continued the series. So yeah, now I have 2 copies of volume 1, and I don't think I need to talk too much about Death Note. It's one of those gateway anime that most anime fans have seen, and it's one of those gateway manga that a lot of manga fans have read. But I do have a lot of thoughts on Death Note, and I just think it's an amazing, wonderful series. It is one of the best of all time. I think it's one of the most well-written stories, manga or not. I think it's an amazingly well-written story. So yeah, there's volume 1. Here's volume 2, and I just can never get over how just amazing, like the cover work, the artwork on the cover, and the artwork on the back just looks for all of these volumes, and even the artwork on the inside. I mean, I really do love all of the illustrations for Death Note. Like the level of quality and just detail and the artwork throughout the entire series is just so consistent and so mind-blowing that that the creators were able to put out this level of art on a consistent basis, on a weekly basis. Now, because I know Death Note was a weekly Shonen Jump series, and I don't know how many breaks the creators took or how many hiatuses they went on during the creation and production of Death Note, but just to see the level of detail and the shading, the hair, I especially love the way the hair is drawn, especially for Light and L. It just really blows my mind, and I cannot stress enough how much I think the artwork is just amazing. Takeshi Obata, he's an amazing artist and illustrator. But yeah, here's volume 2. Here we have volume 3. Here we have volume 4, like this one a lot, like the cover on it. Here we have Misa Mane on the front, as well as Rem. And I was really confused because I could have sworn in the anime that Rem was a girl. Like for the past few years, I believed Rem was a girl. I started reading the manga, and Light referred to Rem as a guy a couple of times, so I was like, wait, Rem's a guy? And that really threw me off. And then later on in the series, they start referring to Rem as she again. So I was like, it really confused me. I'm just gonna go with Rem's a girl. I think Rem is a girl. But yeah, I just was a little confused on that aspect while I was reading through Death Note. And I did binge read the entire series the day I got it. Well, it took me 2 days to finish it, but I did read through all 12 volumes. Here we have volume 5. Not a fan of the color, but I am a fan of the illustrations. Back of that one. And here we have volume 6. I think this one looks absolutely amazing. The artwork, the colors, just everything just fits really well. Is just really amazing. Plus we have Light here dressed in all white like some sort of pimp with a fur coat, you feel me? He's down with Glow Gang, you feel me? Yeah, volume 6. And here we have volume 7, another really good looking cover. Yeah, I really like the cover on this one. I like the covers on all of them, but there are some that just stand out a little more than others. Here we have volume 8 with Mello on the front. And I actually grew to like Mello more as a character. Like, his significance didn't change a whole lot between the anime and the manga. He's not an insignificant character, but he's by no means, I wouldn't call him a major character, but he is relevant and important. I just felt like his character, all the characters, they just were a little more well written and a little more interesting in the manga than they were in the anime. Yeah, there's volume 8. Here we have volume 9 with Nier on the front. Now Nier, my opinion on him did almost a complete 180. In the anime, I felt like all his parts were too rushed. And I won't talk too much about Nier because he plays a very important role in the series, and if I talk too much about him, it'll be major spoilers. But I just felt like all the parts that had to do with Nier were way too rushed. I felt like he came in and did things just in a manner that I wasn't happy with, and I didn't like the way things were centered around him. But I feel like in the manga, like his character arc, like his arc, I guess, in the series is just way more better. It has way better pacing, it's just better written. It felt, you know, more fleshed out and just felt better overall in the manga. And I ended up liking Nier's character a lot more in the manga than I did after I saw the anime. And actually, the background song that you guys are hearing playing right now is actually his theme song. And the song that you guys heard in the beginning, in the intro, was actually his song reversed. I don't know, I just thought it sounded kind of cool. But yeah, Nier's theme is awesome. Nier's an awesome character. Love his character design, and I love the cover of Volume 9. And here we have Volume 10 with Nier and Mello on the front. Another amazing looking cover. And another thing that's crazy is that usually, you know, you see the cover work in the back of a manga, and that's like the cover illustrations are usually like a lot better, a lot more detailed than the illustrations inside. No, it's not that way with Death Note. With Death Note, the illustrations inside for the regular panels is almost at the same level as all the cover work. Like, it's just, it really is mind-blowing that they were like putting out that kind of artwork on a weekly basis. But yeah, there's Volume 10. Here we have Volume 11, second to last. This is where we start wrapping things up in the story and things get really tense. And last but definitely not least is Volume 12. Really love this cover as well. It's just really amazing. Death Note is a top-notch series, an amazing game of cat and mouse. And the thing is, you never know who's the cat and who's the mouse. It's just a game of mental chess just throughout the entire series. A lot of twists and turns. It's just really has you on the edge of the seat the entire time, whether you're watching the anime or reading the manga. Like I said, I know I don't have to talk too much about Death Note. Most people have seen or read it, but I just can't stress enough how much I love this series. And it's just very rarely is there a series that I feel like is worth all the hype and that it lives up to the expectations and hype that are set by people. And I feel like I'm hyping this up maybe a little too much, but Death Note really does live up to my expectations. It's one of those rare cases that I really do feel it's as good as people say. And the manga is just as good, if not better, than the anime. I highly recommend that if you've seen the anime or haven't seen it. If you've never seen Death Note, or even if you have, check out the manga. It's really worth the time. But yeah, there's Volume 12. And speaking of things that are worth your time and effort, the Volume 13, How to Read. This is chock full of all kinds of awesome Death Note related content. It has, you know, character profiles and bios on all the characters, so Light, L, Nier, Mello, just it has all types of information on them. It has interviews from Tsugumi Ohba and Takashi Obata. It has an extra bonus chapter that's not included in any of the 12 volumes. I think it's like an alternate story. I haven't read it yet, so I'm not sure, but I flipped through it. It seems to be like an alternate story where like some kid gets a Death Note, like some middle schooler maybe. And yeah, it seems interesting, so I'll definitely be reading that. But this is just, first of all, it looks amazing. The art's amazing as always, and it feels very heavy and thick. As you can see, it's pretty thick for a volume. It's also taller than a regular American size tankobon, and it just has a lot of awesome content. I won't flip through it. Maybe I'll have some scenes input in here, some cutaways, some B-roll that shows you know, some some content that's inside, because I don't want to open this up right here and show any spoilers, but there is some awesome stuff inside here. It's definitely worth checking out. Like, if you own the first 12 volumes but you don't have the box set, I think it's definitely worth going out of your way to get this, whether it's off eBay or Amazon or however you go about getting it. I think it's definitely worth picking up this volume. And then last from the box set, we have the How to Use It booklet, which just is a compilation of all the rules in the series on how to use the Death Note, which is cool to have, I guess, as a collector's piece. No real use for it. It's not something that I think I'll ever be referring to, especially since, you know, I read all the rules as I went along through the series, because they are included as pages in the Death Note manga. So yeah, there's that. No real use for it. It's not like I actually have a Death Note or need to know how to use it, but if you want to be, you know, a super hardcore Death Note fan and say that you know all the rules on how to use the Death Note, I mean, they're right here. Or maybe you can skim through this and find plot holes or something, but I doubt there's any plot holes in Death Note. Death Note's amazing. But yeah, there's that. And the timer on my camera's running out, so I'm gonna do a quick cut right here, and then we'll get to the final volumes that I have in this haul. The last series we have in this video is Bleach, and I picked up the first 24 volumes of Bleach, but I contemplated whether or not I should even include them in this video as part of the haul, because this is a sustaining industry video. They're not just regular haul videos. And sustaining industry, these videos are all about, you know, supporting the movement of sustaining the industry, supporting the industry, giving money back to the creators, and, you know, paying them for the content that we all love and adore so much that we've enjoyed over the years. The reason I thought about not including these is because they're used, and I have no problems whatsoever with buying used or secondhand manga. It's a lot cheaper, you get some amazing deals sometimes, and by no means do I think I'm too good for buying used manga. Do I look down upon it or any way like that? Obviously, because I'm showing you some now. But I don't know, I just didn't know how you guys would feel about me including used manga in a video that's all about, you know, buying brand new manga to support the industry. I don't think anyone's really going to have a problem with it, but I don't know. You let me know if you've made it this far into the video. Let me know whether or not in the future, if I buy used manga, if I should include it in the sustaining industry videos, or if I should do a separate video that's just like, these are some manga pickups, I got these off eBay for whatever. But yeah, here's the first volume of Bleach, and I got 24 volumes for dirt cheap, like extremely cheap. Like, I won't say the price, but it was an extremely low price, and it just was too great of a deal to pass up. And I wasn't sure if I was even going to be picking up Bleach anytime soon. I did have my eye on the box set that contains like the first 21 volumes, but I didn't plan on picking it up anytime soon. But when I came across this deal on eBay for such an amazing steal of a price, I just had to grab it. So yeah, now I have 24 volumes of Bleach. And here we have volume 2. There's the back of that one. Volume 3. And a lot of people say that Bleach is only good for the Soul Society arc. Here's volume 4 real quick, which by the way is another volume that I got, and it's the only volume in the lot that has that older Viz Media logo. I seem to have some bad luck with that, because this isn't the first time this has happened to me, because I remember when I bought my Shaman King volumes from Right Stuff, I kind of, you know, waved this one off because I bought these used, so it didn't seem like that big a deal of me, to me. But when I bought Shaman King, I had a few volumes in there that had that older logo too, so the spines don't really match up with like 2 or 3 of the volumes. But like I was saying, a lot of people say Bleach is only good for the Soul Society arc, and then after that it goes downhill, and it's just not as good from there on out. And a lot of people say Bleach is crap after the Soul Society arc. I don't know if that's the case. I'm not up to date with Bleach. I'm not a huge Bleach fan. I do really like the art, the characters. I think Bleach has like amazing spines for the manga volumes. I think the logo looks amazing on the spine. But I only ever read up to like the beginning of the Hueco Mundo arc. I read like 200 something chapters of Bleach. So I was just barely dipping my toes into the Hueco Mundo arc when I started getting Bleach. And here's volume 7. I'm just going to be showing these volumes as I talk. So yeah, but where was I? Yeah, I only ever read up to the Hueco Mundo arc, and I liked Bleach. I'll tell you this much, and this is probably going to surprise a lot of people. I was more interested in Bleach than I was in One Piece, and I know people are probably going to lose their head over me saying that, but I only ever got up to like chapter 110. I know it was somewhere in the hundreds, and I know it wasn't past chapter 110, but I only got up to maybe chapter 110 at most of One Piece before I kind of lost interest in it and just didn't continue it. But with Bleach, I got twice that far, and it's not even that I really lost interest in Bleach. I just ended up getting so caught up in other things that I was reading and watching, and I just kind of forgot about it and just never went back to it. But I really did enjoy everything that I read, so I do plan on continuing Bleach from. I'll read these 24 volumes that I have, see how much I like it after that, because I think that's about. I think ironically, volume 24 is about maybe where I might have left off when I was reading Bleach. So I'll read that and I'll continue to pick up the volumes because I'm probably going to have to catch up now, because now that I have so many, I'm going to want to continue buying the volumes until Bleach ends and I have all of them, because I'm a bit of a completionist, and now that I have so many volumes, even though it was such a cheap investment, I just feel like I'm almost obligated to finish off the series. But one thing I want to mention about Renji here on the cover of volume 11, I think Renji's a really cool character for a few reasons. Number one is these, I don't know what these are, it's like sunglasses or whatever kind of headband or headgear that he has on his forehead. Any character that has something like that they wear around their forehead, I always think is really cool, and I like it a lot. One of the reasons being because it reminds me of ninjas, and as you might imagine, that's one of the reasons I like Naruto. Petty reason, but it's just not a major reason, just something I'm throwing out there. And also, I wear headbands and bandanas like a lot, almost pretty much every single day. So it's just cool to see other characters, anime characters, do that. And also, I have relatively long hair for a guy that I tie back in a ponytail a lot. My hair's not bright red and it's not straight. It's curly and it's like a dark reddish brown. But yeah, it's just kind of cool. I feel like I can relate to Renji on some level. But yeah, this is volume 11. Here we have volume 12 with Aizen on the front. Very, very infamous and notorious character. Heard a lot of things about him. I don't remember much. I mean, I remember, you know, who he is, what he does. That's a big surprise and everything. But I don't remember a lot about him. I don't think we got to see a lot of him up to the point that I ever got to in the manga. I've also never watched the Bleach anime. I've seen like 3 episodes of the Bleach anime, which is like the first 3 episodes. But just yesterday, I was listening to some Bleach openings. Bleach has some amazing openings, and I don't know the songs, but I don't know the names, but I know opening 2, opening 12, and opening 13 are amazing to me. Like, I love those songs. I've been listening to them all day long, and the day before that, and they're just really great songs. But yeah, there's volume 12. Here we have volume 13, Kenpachi on the front, and I think he's like the only captain, or I think he's a captain, I think he's like the only one that doesn't have a Bankai or something like that. He's just a ruthless, bloodthirsty brute. But yeah, cool character. Here we have volume 14. Don't remember who this character is at all, but I don't think they're a major character. I also love the artwork on the back of these volumes. I think that's one of the things, you guys already know, that's something that attracts me a lot to manga, is the aesthetics, the artwork, the way things look. I'm a big person when it comes to aesthetics, so yeah, I just think these Bleach volumes look really nice. Here we have volume 15. There's the back of that one. Here we have volume 16, which has my personally favorite character in Bleach, and that's Toshio Hitsugaya. I believe he's like the youngest captain of the Gote 13 or something like that. I might be mistaken, but I think that is the case, and I don't know if he's even a kid or a teenager or what. Actually, no, I don't think he's a kid, because I think that's like a running joke, is that people are always calling him a kid, and he's not a kid, but he is the youngest, like, of his team or whatever. But yeah, I just think he's a really cool, badass looking character. I think he's like really strong. He might not even be all that strong, but he's strong from what I remember. And I actually have his sword. I actually own Hyorimaru, and I use it as a prop in my photography. And maybe I'll throw up some shots that I've taken with it here on the screen at the moment. But yeah, I think Hyorimaru is a really cool sword. I think Hitsugaya's Bankai is really cool. I think he has a really cool character design. I love characters with white hair, so yeah, he gets some bonus points in my book. Plus, I've always been a fan of like those characters who are like, they're prodigies because they're super young, but they're super skilled, and they're like one of the best ever, even though they're younger than everyone else. That's always been something that's appealed to me. Maybe I'm just a typical shonen fanboy, but yeah, it's something I really thought was cool. Next we have volume 17, and I believe this character's name is Yororichi, and I don't understand why like the colors for this are like so dark. Like, I don't mind it, but it's probably a little hard to see here on camera. And then next up we have volume 18. I forget this character's name. I desperately want to say it was like Mai Feng or Soy Feng, Soy Li, Mai Li, something along those like Chinese lines, but yeah, it's something like that. And then the final volumes that we have here are volume 19 of Bleach with Ichigo here on the front, our main protagonist, Mr. Kurosaki himself. I believe this is him unleashing his Bankai on the back. Here we have volume 20. Volume 21, no idea who this character is at all. Everyone looks pretty suave here on the back of this one though, with the suit and ties and the sunglasses. Volume 22, and I know I said Hitsugaya is my favorite character, but who comes in a very close second is a tie between Ulquiorra and Grimmjow. I just think that they're two badass characters. They both seem to be really strong from what I remember, and they have awesome character designs. Once again, like I said, you guys know me by this point. Aesthetics, artwork, style is just something that plays a huge role in how much I like something. I just think Ulquiorra, Grimmjow, and Hitsugaya just look really cool. So yeah, there's Volume 22 with Ulquiorra on the front. There we have Volume 23, and I think this character's name was Ikaku. I might be mistaken, Ikaku. I think it was something along those lines. Everyone on there looking pretty pimp, dressed out in all white, you know what I'm saying? Got the pad laid out with the red petals falling. All right. And then here we have Volume 24, the last volume in this haul video, which has Grimmjow on the front. Really dope looking cover. My favorite out of all 24 of these volumes would probably have to be a tie between Volume 16, which has Hitsugaya, and Volume 24 with Grimmjow on the front. Just two really good looking volume covers. But yeah, that's that. So that is everything that I picked up for the month of January. This video is probably extremely long now, but I did post a video a couple of days ago asking you guys whether you prefer shorter or longer videos, and every single one of you said longer videos. A lot of you said that you'd totally be cool with a 20-minute video or something even longer than that. So yeah, this video is probably like half an hour long. I don't know how many of you actually stuck around this long to hear my boring and monotonous voice, but if you did, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit the video with a like. Subscribe if you like what I do here at the Nerd Corner, so you can stay tuned for all the awesome content that I plan on bringing you guys. Drop a comment letting me know what anime or manga you picked up last month and what you're planning to pick up this month. And with all that being said, that's pretty much all I have for today, guys. So I'll catch you all next time. Later.